It is a beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. This is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyikola. Good morning and welcome once again. The newspaper review this morning, I came with different newspaper as usual. I have the Punch with me, I have the Vanguard, I have the Post, and I have the Nation newspaper. And this is where we review the interesting stories from our daily news paper. But before we read the news in details, I'll first read the headlines. Reading this headline from the Punch newspaper. Terrorist den. 360 freed Borno captives recant starvation, death. From the Vanguard newspaper. Kidnappers abduct resident, shoot another in Abuja community. Woman fakes own kidnap, found in Delta Hotel with lover. Oya abduction. Kidnapped principal denies bandit Sharia demand. Federal government sets 12-month deadline for HR officer certification compliance. And now to the news and details. Terrorist den. 360 freed Borno captives recant starvation, death. Residents of Ngoshi community in Goza local government area of Borno State, who recently regained their freedom after spending 3 months in captivity, have recanted their harrowing experiences in the hands of terrorists. In separate interviews with the newsman Ipuka on Monday, the victims spoke about the harsh conditions they endured, including hunger, inadequate shelter, limited access to water, and the death of children while in captivity. The newsmen had reported that about 360 victims were among the 416 residents, mostly women and children, abducted during a terrorist attack on Ngoshi on March 4, 2026. The victims said they survived largely on Guinea cow throughout their stay in captivity. One of the freed captives, Alima Musa, said the women were responsible for preparing meals supplied by their captors. Also, according to her, the captives slept on bare floors on a mountain and had limited access to water. She had that 6 children died during the period of captivity. Another captive, who asked not to be named, claimed the terrorists appeared to operate a food distribution network. Some of the victims alleged that 13 male teenagers were separated from the group shortly before their release and retained by terrorists. Another freed captive, Khadija, said there was no exchange of gunfire or visible military engagement during the process that led to their freedom. She disclosed that some of those released had spent as long as 7 months in captivity. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Terrorist den. 360 freed Borno captives recant starvation, death. In a related story from the Vanguard newspaper is where kidnappers abduct resident, shoot another person in Abuja community. Suspected kidnappers invaded the residential area near the quarry area of Harab Road in Kubwa, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory, on Saturday, abducting one resident and shooting another. The attack occurred between 11 p.m. on Saturday and midnight on Sunday. The newsmen on Monday gathered that the resident, who was alleged to have been shot later died in the hospital on Sunday. Speaking in an interview with the newsmen, the secretary of the community, identified only as Daro, said residents were alerted to the attack by the sound of gunfire as the assailants reportedly entered the community through a nearby hill. Dairo explained that despite resistance from local security operatives, the attackers succeeded in entering the victim's apartment. He further added that police officers arrived shortly after the attack, but the kidnappers had already escaped with the victim. The community secretary described the incident as the third successful kidnapping in the area in recent years. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Kidnappers abduct resident, shoot another in Abuja community. Most of the stories that made it to the front page of our newspapers this morning are all about kidnappings. How do we get out of this? How did we get here? What is the way out? How? How? How can we go about this kidnapping of a thing? I read another story from the Nation newspaper. Woman fakes her own death. A kidnap found in Delta Hotel with lover. A married woman identified as Oluchi has been found in a hotel in Delta State after she faked her abduction and demanded 50 million ransom from her family. The newsman learned that the children of the woman, including her daughter in Canada, had pleaded with the public to help them raise money, even as the kidnappers reduced the ransom to 20 million. They had told the police that their mother was kidnapped at the Ikwoba Hill area of Ikwoba Hoka local government area of Edo State. However, newsmen learned that a police investigation led its crack team to Delta State, where the supposedly kidnapped woman was found with her lover in a hotel. A source privy to the incident but who chose to speak on condition of anonymity because of the sensitive nature of the incident said police traced the number of the man to a hotel in Obiorako, Delta State. In a video seen online, they said her daughter Anita, who is based in Canada, said her mom's action had shattered the family. She felt that the family would allow the law to take its full course. Also, the Harmony Ladies Club, the social club Anita belongs to, in a statement on its WhatsApp group forwarded to newsmen, disassociated itself from the staged kidnapping. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Woman fakes own kidnap found in Delta Hotel with lover. Here is another kidnapping story from Daily Post newspaper. Oyo abduction. Kidnapped principal denies banditry. Sharia demand. Barely 25 days after the abduction of over 40 pupils alongside the teachers at Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Yawata Community Grammar School, and LA Primary School, Esiele, in Orire local government area for your state, residents of Ogbomoso on Monday again trooped out in large numbers to demand the release of those in captivity. This is as the abducted principal of Community High School, Hahoro Esiele, Mrs. Rachel Alamu, in an emotion-laden voice in another viral video on Monday, begged Nigerians not to allow the government to deceive the world that bandits requested Sharia law to be enshrined in the country for their release. The coordinated abduction are taking place on Friday, May 15, 2026 around 9:30 a.m., while those whisked away had remained in captivity since then. The Nigerian Union of Teachers ordered members across the state to commence a strike until the rescue of the kidnapped victims, while protests were held across the country last week. On Monday, residents of Ogbomoso in their hundreds blocked both the major highways and state roads, causing artificial gridlock in the affected route. One of the protesters, Kende Downsi, said that they will not take for both the government at the center and the state government to rescue the beloved ones since May 15. This news was sourced from Daily Post newspaper. Oyo abduction. Kidnapped principal denies bandit Sharia demand. To bring this newspaper review to a close this morning, here is the recap of headlines. Terrorist den. 360 freed but no captives recant starvation, death. Kidnappers abduct residents, shoot another in Abuja community. Abuja woman fake kidnaps, found with lover in an hotel. Oyo abduction. Kidnapped principal denies bandit Sharia demand. Our thoughts have come to the end of the newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Oyokola. Good morning and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day. That is very, very important. Goodbye.